What's going on, champions? This is James Ang. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I'm going to discuss to you the blueprint to helping you to earn trips, dream vacations, and earn six figures plus within your partner co business. This is just available for the Champions Network and the associated organizations, namely the Warrior Movement, the Revolution Partners. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, we're going to dive into that today. We're going to be going over this handbook, by the way, so you want to make sure you have that. If you don't have it, you can grab it from the captions below, and you can see this whole blueprint on how this is actually going to work. So I'll go through this in just a little bit, but let me start first with talking about why are trips so important and why is this initiative so important for you, your team, and your business? You might be wondering, well, you don't got to tell me twice on why I need to go to vacation. Well, I do. Because when it comes to building a lifestyle that inspires, building a business that thrives, and a body that you love, our mission here in Partner Co, we've cracked the code on what we believe is the simplest path to be able to get it all. All right. If you don't know my history, I've worked with the body balancing drops for 13 years. I've worked with this compensation plan since its inception back in 2011. So I'll tell you this, all that means is I'm old or been around a little bit, but I've seen all the ways that people try to crack the code to this compensation plan, to this business. I've tried thousands of different ways of making this work. And I'll be honest, many of them work, but many of them failed. Most of them failed, actually. But we failed forward, failed forward, failed forward, failed forward until we have come up with this blueprint on what we believe is going to be able to unlock you, your business, and everything. And it's going to be in our best advantage to bring you and drive this to as many of your teammates possible to play the game. Because if you play the game and you follow this blueprint, it will lead into all of your desires. It will lead you to retiring your spouse, retiring yourself, to buying your dream home, to be able to pay off that debt, to be able to help your kids give back, whatever that it is, and have a blast by doing it. So let me share with you why these trips are so important in running for them. When I got started in my business, I didn't know my butt from my elbow, but you follow the system, you launch your business, you go through our steps, and I started selling some products. I started enrolling some partners, adding a little bit of duplication, but I noticed my income was kind of like up and down and it wasn't stable. It wasn't anything where I could bank a lifestyle, support a family on. I wanted it, but I couldn't do it for some reason. Like I knew I should make more. I knew I should do more, but I just couldn't get myself over that hump. And why is that the case? Because for most of us, we need to gamify things where it helps us to be able to move towards the target in a unique way. Less than 5% of us are truly driven by only financial goals. Some of us are, which is great, but most of us are driven by many different types of things. I'm driven by recognition. I'm driven by experiences. I'm driven by fun. I grew up in a lifestyle where my parents were immigrants from China, came with $200 in their pocket. Our idea of vacation was anywhere that we could drive in our Honda Odyssey. Anyone here a road trip family, by the way? And we loved it, but there was nothing about flights. There was nothing about exotic locations, nothing about all-inclusive resorts and these types of things. So when I got involved in this profession and I learned that you could go on a trip, first, I thought to myself, that's impossible. I'm not one of those people that can ever do that. If you're thinking that way, I want to cancel that. I'm going to show you a path that you can too. Everyone here can do it if you really, really want to. All right. It just simply takes a want. If you want to, put that in the chat. I want to. That's the decision that needs to be had. But I got to the place where we said, we're going on it. And we stretched and we built and we expanded. And the way that it was set up is it had us actually tricking ourselves to making more money in our business consistently and growing. And by the end, we did win the trip. But also by the end, we got promoted. We made a lot more money. We had a lot more duplication in our business. And then we went on the trip. And the trip changed our life because it expanded my mind on what was possible. It made me realize that people live a certain way. And I said, I would like to live like this too. I would like my family to live like this too. I love to bring my friends on experiences like this. It also got me into deep relationship with mentors and friends. It was at my first event. I was in Cancun. I swam up to one of my mentors. He was a legend. He still is. Tim Sales, our master distributor. This is someone I listened to his training tape. So I was walking around on UC Berkeley campus as a Berkeley college student and I had a chance to meet him. I befriended him. I got his phone number. To this day, we're still friends. I've been to his home, him and his amazing family. These trips build relationships. These trips expand your vision. These trips change your life. Don't take my word for it. We have multiple other leaders that have done this too. Lindsay Yoakum, CEO, as we're speaking right now, when she got involved in network marketing and she was in $60,000 of debt, about to declare bankruptcy, she heard of a trip and she clawed her way to get onto it. She figured out a way to fund herself to go onto it too. She just wanted to get into a different space. And it was at that trip she rubbed shoulders with somebody that was like her, inspired her. And that year, she was able to break six figures in her business. Right? You talk about Amelia Harper, another CEO in this business as well. She was able to go onto a trip like this, rub shoulders with multi-millionaire mentors, and they dropped her wisdom that was so helpful for her and her family. But now they're living the lifestyle of their dreams, traveling the world. Where before she could barely afford to keep her kids into daycare, now she's able to help build the dream lifestyle for them too. Trips are powerful for so many different reasons. And that's why we are introducing to you for the first time ever this Champions Retreat that we want to bring every single one of you out to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic with us, July 17th to July 20th. And there's more to it than just the trip, but I will tell you, it's a 5-star resort. I will tell you, this is somewhere that Cindy McKnight, other CEO, has gone. I've seen this. It looks incredible. I love travel now. And I will say this is one of those places I will go regardless. It's incredible. But we're going to show you ways that you can earn it and use this to drive your business as well too. And we want to formally invite you, and I want to give you the strategy, the skill sets, and the tips on doing this. So follow along in this pamphlet. You can go through this with us as well too. And we're going to have a really, really good time for this. All right. So I hope you are ready to dive into this. All right. So let's talk about how this actually works. Well, with this, we have some qualifiers, and it's very simple to do. These qualifiers, by the way, are based on a blueprint that we've put together that'll help incentivize you and your team to grow in a very healthy manner. I'm going to go to this one first. So if you see, we have a 6-in-6 blueprint. What does that mean? We've actually seen people hit six figures in the partner co business within 6 months following this step. However, this was even before we had a trip like this. So imagine now we have a trip as a driver. You're going to see that people are going to hit this a lot faster as well too. So here's where you want to start it. I'm going to assume you're brand new. I'm going to tell you, we have all of these levels to go down. And as you go down them, you will see how your business, your life, your finances, and everything will unlock. Step number 1, 3 and free. Your first goal is sell 3 products so you can get yours paid for. Whether that's you get a 4-pack of drops, sell 3 of them, and get yours paid for. Whether you sell 3 drops or 3 products through a smart link at full retail, you can get yours paid for. So check number 1. Number 2, you want to go ultimate to unlock the comp plan, to double your bonuses. It's so important that you get there. 1,500 points. I'd aim to do in your first 4 Fridays. Do it as soon as possible. All right, double your bonuses for life. Then from there, we're going to help you go to manager. Manager is key. Manager, the top 5% of managers make $1,100 a month. That's a lot. You also, at that level, have the opportunity to qualify for the trip. I'll dive into the details of that in just a bit, but just get the overview of how this will work. All right. Then how do you go manager? By the way, we'll give you strategies. You basically, here's the hint, help 2 people do the level that was right before you. So if you want to go manager, help 2 people go ultimate. Then you go director. Director, now you double your income to $2,000 a month. You have more perks on the trips. How do you do it? You help 2 people go manager. Then you go vice president. You now are getting more trip perks, making $3,000 plus a month. You do the same strategy of helping your 2 people. Officer, this level is now $6,000 plus a month, guys. It is major. It is huge. It is life transformational. You also get invited to a special VIP mastermind I'll talk to you in just a bit about. And then finally, the last part to the 6-in-6 blueprint is senior officer. This is where all of us, I'd want your eyes to be pointed to. I'm telling you, 6 figures is massively transformational. That's full-time income. That can retire you and your spouse. because the average senior officer at the top 5% make $14,000 a month of business income. Guys, that is equivalent if you had a job of making $20,000 at a job, because jobs you get taxed. Businesses you get taxed to, but it's much less. Okay. So that's a place that we want to run you through. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 titles that we're going to go to. And each of these parts, you're going to go, you're going to grow, and you're going to help other people go up there as well too. So there's an overview of our 6 and 6 blueprint. But how does this trip actually factor in? The trip is a fun way to gamify this so that everybody's just focused on the game and everyone's running up together. Okay. How do you qualify for this trip? And I want to challenge you to, by the way. Some of us already right now are thinking, I don't even know if I can go to the trip. I don't know if I can afford it. I have my kids. I have work. I'm around the world. Can I ask your permission to assume you're going? Play this game, because at the end, you can determine what you want to do. But I want to show you how to maximize this experience so you and your family can benefit. Is that all right? All right. So assume you're going and play this game with us, and I will promise you it'll explode your business. So we're going to Punta Cana. We're going to have a lot of fun together, and we're going to do some great things. How do you do it? Well, this one, the dates of the trip are July 17th to July 20th. It's a 3-night, 4-day stay. Okay. How you get there is you're going to grow from what's known as a paid as title to manager and above, and then maintain that from week 7 to week 22 of 2025. Okay. Week 7 is, I believe, February 8th of a start, and it goes until May 31st. You have 16 weeks to do a certain title at least 3 times. All right. So let me give you some examples. How does it work? Let's say you just want to qualify to come on to the trip, like a Lindsay Yoakum. This is what she did when she was brand new. She wanted to get around the fire, so she hit manager not once. Weekly, you can go get promoted. So she hit it the first time. Then she maintained that title 2 more times. And then she qualified to pay her way to do there. Now, I will tell you this, the trip, best deal ever. We're at a resort, by the way, that's usually $800 per night. We got it at a deal for all 3 nights, all inclusive, all drinks, all food, all taxes out the door. Get this, $500 per person in a shared room. So it's you and someone else in a room. It's $500 for you. And you're just living like a queen. You're living like a king. Great deal. And then, of course, you have to figure out how to get there yourself as well, too. A great deal. You can bring your family. You can bring however that you want. But you first must qualify to be going yourself. Consider this like a mastermind retreat. If you go to other masterminds like this, for the things that we're going to be talking about, people easily pay $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 just for the mastermind, not including all the other travel and stuff like that as well, too. So the first level to qualify to go there is manager times 3. Okay. From there, how do you go manager, though? You can look further in this document. We will give you strategies on how to do this. And I'll give you this example. In manager, the easiest way to do it is you're going to build 2 teams, 2 people. If you help 2 people go ultimate, you're most likely going to go manager. That's the strategy. Let's go from there. All right. Number 2, let's say you want to get more perks. The next level is you go the director level 3 times minimum. Once you do that, guess what? You qualify to go, but you also get a limited time edition swag bag of stuff that is going to be exclusive just for this event, and a special photo op. You're going to get social media content. You're going to get memories. You're going to get experiences. You're going to walk out feeling like a celebrity. So director times 3. Now you might ask, how do I go director? I'm glad you asked. Scroll back down into this document, and we have a director level strategy that if you help 2 people in your team go manager and have 2,000 on what's called your pay line, your smaller line, you can go director now. Do that once, do that twice, do that 3 times. And guess what? You have now won this opportunity to be able to go and also get some extra perks alongside. Vice president next. Similar idea. You not only get everything we just mentioned, but you also get a night stay on us. All right, that's $167, $200 value right there. Actually, it's more because the room is more, but we're giving it a really, really good deal. How do you go vice president? Go down in this document. I hope you see the pattern now. It's 3,000 on a pay line. It might sound hard, but remember, the key on this promotion, why it's going to explode your business, is you now have a promotion that you can drive to all of your people. Because what's your goal? If you want to go vice president, you're going to think, I need 2 directors. But how do you get 2 directors? You're going to help your 2 directors get 2 managers. But how do you get 2 managers? You're going to help your managers get 2 ultimates. Does this make sense? You see how you're going to go to every single person. You're going to tell them, we got a blueprint to get to 6 figures, but also to help you earn trips. You're coming to Punta Cana with us. You down? They're like, yeah. How do I do it? Very simple. Follow this blueprint. We're going to get you to manager, and then we're going to continue to build this out. I want you to start envisioning the duplication. I want you to imagine working with 10 people and all of them are going manager. All of that sales volume accumulates for you. And that's how these bigger promotions and the higher paychecks actually get easier and easier and easier because you're scaling something. I want you to really reframe this mind. Just because you're earning more does not make it harder. Someone needed to hear that. Just because you're earning more doesn't make it harder. If you do this right, it'll be simpler. If you do this right, it'll be easier. It's the power of duplication, of exponential income, of this type of business. It's why I'd rather do this than any other business in the world, because if you have 100 people doing a little bit, that's more than you can do with it with yourself. Okay? Officer. Let's say you want to get even more perks. And this is going to be a very popular why. If you go officer just twice, because it's a bigger title, you will not only earn everything you just saw above, but you also earn an exclusive dinner while we're there. It's a mastermind. But here's the big one. We have the opportunity to get trained on wealth building from a certified documented billionaire himself. How much would you pay? How much value would it be if you could sit down with Elon Musk? If you could sit down with any single wealth guru that you're imagining, Warren Buffett, and they could show you how to grow and expand your wealth for multi-generations. People would pay a lot for that. Well, guess what? Darren Zobrist, Partner Co's owner and CEO, is a billionaire with a B. He's very humble. He won't tell you. But I've seen his home. He built a big company. He sold it to Bumblebee, did very, very well. But he's super wise with his money. And he has agreed with those that are qualified at the officer level. Guess what? You too can sit in on this and learn how to take this money that you're earning. Because remember, if you're an officer, the top 5% are earning $6,000 a month. And you can actually learn how to grow and scale that. Take your money and scale that. That's our key here. We don't want to eat the seed. We're going to show you how to amplify that. So officers, similar types of things go down in this. And the way you go officers help 2 vice presidents. And then finally, I'd encourage every single one of us, this is possible, aim for the stars. Senior officer, if you do it twice in this 16-week period, then you're going to earn all 3 nights on us. And you just have to get yourself there. And you're going to have and everything else. You want it all. And senior officer is $14,000 a month as well, too. So you can easily afford the things that you're looking for, have your time and everything as well, too. How do you do that? You help 2 of your people go officer. And that's going to be our very, very big key thing right there. All right. So with that said, our goal is to help you to accomplish this. I hope you see the strategy. I hope you see the dynamics. What's the mission? We're going to help you run up that blueprint, but we're going to have a fun carrot to dangle and a fun trip to have this with. You're going to run up this and help other people run up this until all of you are just winning this whole thing together. And this is what I would tell you. How does this all work? Well, we'd encourage you. I want to challenge you that every single one of us actually aim to do this. Run with the pack. Run with the campaign. Regardless of where you're at in the world, this is how you do it. If you want to secure your spot and you want to claim that you're going to come here, The reason why we're doing it this way is to be very transparent and honest with you. This is not a partner co-sponsored thing. This is a Champions Network sponsored thing. Me and Becky, Cindy and Lindsay have each committed 5 figures of our own money to supporting this campaign. Why? We believe in you. We believe in what this is going to do. We believe in what this is going to do with Partner Co. Okay? It's a beta for the trips for Partner Co. So what we're asking you is this, because we want to help you win. And I promise you, if you commit to us, we will commit to you. We're going to make sure every single one of you that want to qualify will qualify, and your teammates. All you have to do is put down a one-time $50 non-refundable deposit. All right. And what does that mean? It means that we'll have the deposit. Once you qualify to go, like at the manager level, we'll then apply that $50 towards your room. Or if you earned it all, we'll give it back to you. Or let's say you can't go for whatever reason. Of course, we want everyone to go. Then we'll give the $50 back to you once you qualify. This is why I would encourage every single one of you, whether you are still thinking if you can actually go or not physically, run with the pack. Why? What's this going to do? Let's say I'm going to go in the extreme situation. Let's say like, James, you know what? Just literally, I have another trip at the time and I physically cannot be in 2 places at once. Why should I run for this? Let me give you the big secret. Do you want your business to explode this year? Do you want Partner Code to really be able to fund for some of your dreams? I'd encourage you to run with this game as if you're going anyway. Why? Because when you run, you can now help your teammates run. If you're not in it, it's going to be hard to promote it to someone else. It's weird. But if you're in it, but guys, we'll do this together. Guys, let's go help every single one of you win this. So you play the game. And then at the end, let's say you just can't go. Guess what? You made a lot of money. Your teammates you got going. And the $50 deposit goes back to you because you qualified yourself as well too. So that's why I'd highly suggest every single one of you, if you have a desire to run with this, just put down your deposit and we're going to give you something special. Once you put down your deposit, we're opening up a special VIP support chat just for those committed to running in this campaign. You're going to get access to special coaching. You're going to get access to a really fun community. You're going to make a lot of friends that are within this chat room because you're going to be in that same vicinity. You're all running for the very same thing. I love these chats because it really allows you to connect to the rest of the community. All right. So just to be involved in that, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to gain a lot. You're going to have a lot of fun. So what's the mission? If you're on board with this, first thing is this. If you're not yet committed to this campaign, be sure to put in your entry so that you can come onto this trip. There's a form in this caption, and it's very, very simple. It'll look like this. We just want some of your information, your ID number, who you're working with, your shirt size. There's going to be that. If you're at the director level and above, you're going to get some exclusive merchandise. And then Venmo, I'll collect it. And then we'll make sure that everything is accountable and everything. All right. Once you put down your $50 deposit, we're asking Venmo. But if you can't do Venmo, let us know and we can arrange some other payment as well too. Then we're going to add you into that chat room. So number one is that. Make the decision. How do you make the decision? Simply, if you want it, make the decision. Commit first, the weight comes later, and we'll help you. We promise we'll help you. Second challenge. Here's the big one. If you committed, congratulations. Here's the second challenge. Bring and tag as many of your people on this as possible. Share this conversation with as many people as possible. Get as many of your people committed to running with you as well too, because now you have leverage on your side. You're not just doing it by yourself. I'll end this with a story. The power of leverage. I never thought I'd be in this position. I never thought I'd even make a single paycheck, to be honest. But I started learning the game and I started making a little bit of money. But I couldn't scale, couldn't expand. There came a time that my mentors threw a campaign somewhat like this. And you know what my goal was? I wasn't the coach. I wasn't the mentor. I didn't think I could. When I said I made it a game, I said, I'm going to help as many people possible win in this campaign. I'm going to promote this to them. I'm going to get them involved. I'm going to help them win. And let's go do this together. We got them into this. And it happened to be that we were the ones that promoted it the best. We ended up growing because our leaders just duplicated and expanded. We became 50%, half of that organization, top money earners, hit six figures within the years afterwards as well too, because of that momentum. Why? We leveraged a campaign. We promoted the promotion. You two now have a major promotion at your hands. You can drive, whether you're in Australia, you're out here in the United States, you're in Canada, you're in Africa, it doesn't matter. Whether you've been around for 10 years or one day, it doesn't matter. You have an opportunity now where you can take advantage of this and leverage it so you can take full advantage. All right. So with that, that's going to be your second challenge. One last note is this as well. There's some of us here, you've been involved for a bit, and maybe you already have a promotion and you're like, man, I hit vice president, I hit officer. But, I kind of feel like my business it's slowed down because of life, right? Things happen. Well, no, there's also this thing called paid as title. I'm not going to explain it on this conversation, but just know if you've already hit a promotion before, but you feel like you're not at that level right now, and you're like, can I start at another level? We're giving an opportunity where you can start from where it's healthy for you and earn your way back up as well too. So it's going to be really good. If you want to know how to do that, read the flyer. We have another training if needed as well too on how to calculate that. But I won't explain that on this one for sake of time. All right, everybody? So other than that, are you committed? Are you going to run this campaign with us? Are you going to drive as many people as you can with us as well too? Because I know I am. I'm just imagining the hundreds of people that are going to be in Punta Cana with us. I'm imagining all the fun we're going to have, the experience we're going to have, the breakthroughs we're going to have. I'm imagining all the amazing promotions that are going to happen in the team that are already happening since we launched this. We're at multiple people hit promotions in just like 4 days, guys. And we didn't even start this for that long. And whether you're actually in Punta Cana or not, you just played the game with us. I know you're going to be sitting there with a big smile, with absolute gratitude, because you're going to see how your business, your life, your income, your finances, your wellness, your everything is completely transformed because you decided that day to make a decision that was uncomfortable, but you put yourself out there. Remember, growth is always right outside the comfort zone. So will you accept this challenge with us? Will you run with us and run for the very first Champions Retreat? If you're still listening to this right now, I will tell you this. It is already evidence that you have what it takes, because you wouldn't be listening to this right now if you didn't believe with a little bit of ounce that you could do it. If you can, that means you absolutely can. Borrow our belief in you, and we're going to do this together. Other than that, let's go run this. Let's go change lives. So honored to partner with you. God bless.